All right, that should be us live on the internet.
We're live on the internet right now.
Yeah. Yeah, right now.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell everyone that you're a little on edge tonight.
There's a lot going on, okay? What is this shit you brought?
Mountain Living Pale Ale, bro. Look, it's got a mythical creature on the can.
Okay, that is actually kind of sweet.
It's bright, tropical, citrusy. Perfect for UFC 238 Fight Night.
Are you gonna complain about the temperature of the basement?
No, it's actually quite nice.
Had to turn on the heat today.
It's actually quite nice down here.
Goddamn June. Had to turn on the heat.
Well, it did hail for
Yeah,
a little while today.
Did you see Aljamain Sterling's fight?
I did not, but I followed it on Twitter. It seemed like he did well.
It was a hell of a fight. I'm gonna say the best that Aljamain Sterling has ever looked.
The best ever?
Yeah. He looks super good. Even though he got pushed a little bit late in the fight. There was also a great moment in the interview afterwards where he was like trying to explain what had been said during a mid-fight exchange, but also realizing that he was on ESPN. And so he was like, yeah, and I was like, F you. And he was like, F you, B. And I was like, F you. And then we just went back and forth like that. Okay, thank you. Oh, look at her coming on now, huh?
Is that the last 10 seconds of the fight?
Yeah.
A little late.
Well, she was stuck on her back for a lot of the fight.
She went the distance, though.
Stockton rules, maybe. Maybe you win that one under Stockton rules.
See the answer off. A victor in my book under Stockton rules. I don't know why Ben is on edge, Colleen. And Rick. We'd have to ask him. What's going on, buddy? Why are you feeling you're a little nervy tonight?
Don't call me buddy. Don't you come up in here. Call me buddy.
Pal?
A lot going on. Say that. Colleen wants you to tweet a picture of this beer. And also, I wish people would stop giving me shit about my loud typing.
It is loud, dude. It is.
There's nothing I can do about it.
It's very loud. Well, you could type quieter.
Nope, I can't. Cannot. Couldn't do it. Man, I was going to get us some P3 protein snacks as a gag.
Did you go to
as a goof? No, my Albertsons I saw the other day had them. And then I was going to pick some up for today when I was at the grocery store. Sold out.
Oh, yeah.
Sold the fuck
on fight weekend?
out.
Yeah, those are going to be sold out. A lot of people need to go get their P3 protein packs and power up.
Tatiana Suarez made that decision.
Fight weekend.
They honestly look super gross. Like
the protein packs?
Yeah.
Did you see them, though?
Yes, I
did. They look like a Lunchable?
But way worse than a Lunchable, because it's just like diced, cold little ham squares that you're just supposed to eat.
That's what a Lunchable is, right?
At least in them, they give you like lunch meat kind of stuff and like a cracker and stuff to put it on. But it's just like, yeah, some nuts and some like really gross, slimy looking ham squares.
But you can see how they would be sold out.
Yeah, yeah. I just hope they get restocked. Lee Spriggs asks, we turn the volume up. Maybe we can. Let's see. Love that. Turn it up a little bit. Maybe that works.
Do we have a read on how we're what the volume looks like on the thing?
Well, I mean, you can look at the screen. I moved it so it wouldn't be in the way.
Oh, I can't see it.
She got the body armor. Get the body armor out there on the cage.
I was just wondering how appetizing that is when after you've had a tough 15-minute fight, they roll up and hand you that bottle of body armor.
What is body armor? Is it like the Gatorade or is it like a protein drink?
It's like a Gatorade thing, I think. Although I have to admit, I've never had it.
You were
when I was at Francis
Ngannou's house, got a cooler full of it, and you didn't try one.
The only
did he offer you one?
Yes, first thing. I like came in there and he's like, "Can I get you anything?" And then he went, "We have body armor," like that. I was like, "No, I'm good." But yeah, he had like a glowing mini body armor, like one of those ones with the glass door mini fridge full of body armors with the branding on the front and everything.
So didn't have a whole lot of furniture, but had that body armor.
No,
cooler.
I would say that aside from the television, the body armor was the focal point of the living room. The body armor mini fridge.
I mean, I guess it makes for an interesting conversation piece.
Yeah, that was about as far as conversation pieces go. That was about all the Francis Ngannou's interior decorating had to offer.
I'm gonna move this beers go over here. Move the mic a little closer to you. I know that's always a big concern of yours. Powering up the old ESPN Plus here. Would you rather watch Colorado Rapids versus Minnesota United FC?
Yes.
Looks like it's 1-0 in Colorado at halftime.
So I recently updated my phone, my Apple, whatever the operating system is, and they changed the like TV app to an Apple TV app, and it sends me push notifications. I got one this evening for an exciting game that I was missing. Some soccer game that was 1-0 with 9 minutes to go. I got to figure out how to turn that off.
Did you check it out? Did you be like, all right, let's see what's going on here? All right, how about this? You know who's coming up first on the pay-per-view portion?
Oh, yeah. They're starting off with the heavies, right?
Yeah. Tai Tuivasa and Blago Ivanov. How about this? We'll commit to this right now. Tai Tuivasa wins. You do a shoey. Blago Ivanov wins. You.
Are you using like the collective you?
Are
you talking in second person
I'm not
right
even
now?
wearing shoes. Blago Ivanov wins. I stab you in the chest with a 12-inch knife.
Wow, well, you just made the shoey sound great.
See?
You didn't know you could do that. But
high stakes.
Man, I got my Allbirds on. My summer shoes.
I'm sorry, you're what?
My Allbirds.
Allbirds is what you're saying?
Allbirds.
Why are these shoes called all? Because they're made of
the company
100% bird.
Yes, they're made out of birds.
Okay,
they're like Icarus shit. They're made out of wool. Made from a company in San Francisco.
That feels flimsy.
My summer shoe of choice. Doesn't even feel like you're wearing shoes, my man.
Can those stand up to the harsh conditions of a Montana summer?
They're good for about one summer. Then you got to get another pair.
How are they going to be made out of wool, which comes from sheep, and be called all birds? That sounds like zero birds.
Hey.
Sounds like all sheep.
Hit up customer service. I don't know. I did not name them. That's just what they're called.
no fewer than 2 undisputed UFC, also known as exactly 2. It's not like there's a question about how many championship fights we're going to see.
You know what I like about John Anik? I have always liked about John Anik? He's not afraid to go on the UFC broadcast in a purple tie.
Okay.
Previous to Anik, you'd have black suit jacket, black dress shirt, open at the neck.
Like we were headed to the club and we couldn't be bothered to stop by the room afterwards.
Yeah, and the club we were going to was the Bada Bing. Anik gets in there, classes it up. Looks like he's wearing a blue dress shirt with a purple tie. DC also always looking good.
Rogan ain't changed shit, though.
That's the same shirt that Rogan made his UFC debut
in. Yeah. I mean, whenever I hear people talk about how they think that John Anik is boring or something as a commentator, I'm like, we're looking for different things out of our commentators.
I don't get it.
I think that he is, for the role that he is in, I think he's about as good as you're going to get.
You know what could spice up this commentating trio, though? One hairpiece.
What you're asking for somebody with hair or a toupee?
No, I want one of these 3 guys in a toupee.
Okay. And how about it changes?
I want the toupee to migrate from guy to guy.
But it's the same exact
Maybe even between fights. I don't know. So you'd be watching the action in the cage and you would look down there and you'd be like, I think Rogan's got the hairpiece on now.
Yeah. And there would be no acknowledgement of it whatsoever from them. If you brought up, they would act like they had no idea what you're talking about.
Cormier would be like, no, I've always had this luscious hair. I'd go as far as to say it's cozy down here.
Now you're just being a jerk.
No, I'm serious.
Sean Al-Shadi's pretty excited about you doing a shoey. Type 2 Ivasa wins. I think everybody's on board with this. I'll tell you what, I'll even loan you a shoe so you don't have to get your birds wet. They'd probably fall apart the minute the beer touched them.
Yeah, we want to get those. We want to get those wet.
I got some old gym shoes though, just in the other room. I can go grab for you. Don't you even worry about it.
They're not even showing Henry Cejudo in the Magician King outfit.
Missed opportunity. Real missed opportunity. John Anik on top of the betting odds. Let's take a look at the stream. People are having some issues with the stream here. We've got a lot of computer.
There's a lot of
horsepower going on here.
A lot of machines sucking up the bandwidth here.
Looks okay to me, but we can't really tell from here.
Well, it's just Colleen saying the stream is wobbly, and that could be because of other factors.
What does wobbly mean?
I assume like she's been drinking for a while.
Okay.
Maybe since noon.
You're thinking user error.
Yeah. Chalk it up to user error.
Now we're going to acknowledge Tony Ferguson's interim title.
Mm.
Now we want to remember that whole episode.
Yeah, these are not recent vignette punching highlights of either of these guys.
I mean, how you do expect them to do it every time?
Well, how long does it take? Like 3 minutes?
They got to sign the posters. They got to do a lot of other shit on fight week.
Have you ever seen the rooms where they do that?
Yes.
It's amazing that they make it look that cool.
Mm-hmm. Because it's just like a hotel,
just like a room
conference
with
room.
Some lights in it.
Yeah.
Well, there he is.
There's your guy. There's your guy. Yeah, we're still talking about that Sambo victory for
We're talking about a win over Fedor in combat Sambo for Blago Ivanov.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whew. That's like when they were still showing Mark Coleman highlights, basically from like when they first started putting gloves on.
Yeah, you see it less and less, but every once in a while, like an old school guy where his highlights are not in HD.
Yeah,
and it's really glaring.
Leading up to the Randy Couture fight with Coleman, where I was like, "Hold up, man! Your highlight is against Mo Smith." Like,
Austin Shippey wants to know, he's going to order in wings or pizza. I don't know why you need to choose between those.
Yeah.
You know, it is a super annoying thing. We got wings and pizza last night at my house, and my youngest daughter has really discovered that she likes wings, but doesn't want to hold them because
she doesn't want to get the stuff on her fingers.
Yeah, which I was like, welcome to the world. That is the essential conflict all of us face, but we deal with it. But my wife made the mistake one time of just like holding it for her and letting her eat it. And so now she was asking me, she's like, okay, do the thing where like you hold it up like a corn, like a tiny little corn on the cob. And I just walk up and take bites at my leisure. And I was like, nope, no, we're not doing that.
Like a baby bird.
See, Tai Tuivasa is one of those guys, when he says he doesn't give a fuck, I believe him.
Yes.
I do not question that for a second.
I think in that scene, Blago Ivanov actually looked a little like Joe Rogan's uncle. Like you would see him.
Even though he's like 20 years younger.
At a Rogan family barbecue. Yes.
Do you think the thing that is making him, like, really motivating him to want to win this is like, well, if I lose, I have to watch the clip every day.
Yeah.
Like, maybe, I don't want to do that.
Maybe he's really looking forward to having a day where he doesn't watch himself lose, doesn't watch the
especially if you don't want to lose like a 3-round decision. You're like, man, then I got to carve out.
Yeah, I got stuff to do. I can't sit here for 15 minutes.
So Blago Ivanov chooses not to do anything about the unibrow, just lets it grow.
Once you've been in a coma for 68 days,
it would just be so easy.
The unibrow it's no longer a factor.
You just take the razor and doop. There it is. Your problem solved. It looks like now, well, I don't know. I can't really tell.
You think maybe he took care of it leading up to the fight?
Maybe, men's grooming expert Daniel Cormier pulled him aside and was like, bro.
Oh, yeah, he looks like he did actually take care of it. It looks like maybe he cleaned up the whole visage area.
The whole visage?
Must have known he was going to be on TV.
Yeah. Wow, that's a stab wound in that man's chest.
Yes, it is. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Transfixed by it.
It's like it's looking back at you.
Do you think the giant cross tattoo on his arm is post-coma? Do you think after you wake up from a 68-day coma, your first question is, will I ever fight again? And then your second question is, should I get a big, like, God-fearing tattoo?
Just to cover all my bases?
Yeah, just to make sure.
Man, it's just like that's a scar where it really leaves no doubt as to what happened. Even if you didn't know the backstory, you'd look at that scar and you'd be like, well, he's been stabbed by a large pointed instrument.
Right in the middle of the chest.
Also, are we led to believe the guy who stabbed him just like basically got away with it?
It didn't seem like there was an arrest made, or at least that was not mentioned, right? Well, let's just say that doesn't necessarily mean that he got away with it.
Like, well, you know, might know some people who have other ways of dealing with that.
Are you trying to say he knows somebody who knows somebody who knows about it?
He might.
Taito Iwasa is excited to get in there and fight another enormous human.
A lot of people are interested in your strategy here with the pillow on a laptop. Are you worried about testicular cancer? Is that what the thing is?
No, I'm just trying to give myself a nice flat kind of. I guess it looks worse than it is. Just trying to give myself a nice working area here.
That's like I was telling Chad when he first got here that he needs to watch Chernobyl on HBO. I will tell all of you now if you haven't watched it. But
look at the hair on this guy in Tuivasa's corner. Did you see that guy?
Yeah, I did see that guy. One detail that they throw in there, and Jim Shepard's short story on Chernobyl has the same thing where like the dudes, like army dudes doing work in and around Chernobyl, like in the aftermath of the disaster, are all like trying to take these precautions to guard their balls against radiation. As if like, well, hey, as long as you got like some piece of lead just in the covering up your balls, it'll be fine. It doesn't matter that the rest of you is soaking up radiation at an incredible rate as long as you get your balls covered.
As long as it doesn't go to the balls.
Yeah.
Waking up from a 68-day radiation poisoning coma. First question, how are my balls down? Did the lead cod piece do the trick?
Yeah.
Did you see this thing of Weidman moving up?
Yes, I did. Honestly, I think that there's going to be a lot of middleweights who feel like maybe the path is blocked in one way or another, who are like, I don't know, light heavyweight looks like a fella could do some business up there.
Yeah, I agree. It's like the only, I guess, light heavyweight and heavyweight are the only two divisions where I see a guy who's talking about moving up, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, that division could use that guy.
Come on, join the party.
I still don't know that Chris is going to turn out to be quite big enough, but still.
But maybe he can get on a whole new weightlifting program. Maybe now he can switch from cables to free weights and really bulk up.
Yeah. Time is now.
He got a Bowflex for his birthday, and he was like, "Okay, this is a sign."
Push the Nordic track out into the garage where he can really get his work on. And a big tracheotomy scar there, also. It looks like.
Yeah.
Does Taito Iwasa appear to have slimmed down, or is this?
He does look a little less jiggly.
We pouring it into a glass?
Glassware, man. You're gonna be pouring yours into a shoe here in a minute. Don't even worry about it.
I'm gonna focus on the screen for this one, for these first few minutes.
Yeah. Thanks for telling us.
Well, it's easy to get distracted when you got so much other stimulus going on
It
here.
is. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting beer you brought to my home.
Interesting, as in you love it.
I wouldn't say that.
Seemed like a pretty safe choice.
Did it? Did it?
Well, it's not like one of those ones Danny Down sent us.
No.
It's not like it's a
Jam band.
pineapple suntan lotion.
No, that's those I got rid of last time. Our friend Mackin had a party, and it was like, all right, here's an opportunity to bring some beers over that I could just leave in his fridge. Tuivasa looking patient.
Yeah, I was gonna say way more measured all the way around than I thought this one was gonna be.
Oh, hard right hand to Tuivasa. Do you think you want to punch him in the stab wound?
Do you think that's a weak spot? Like
I don't
Brock
know.
Lesnar's surgically repaired colon?
Or yeah, and like, or maybe then he'll have like flashbacks or something, and I don't know. Or he'll fly into a berserker rage. He'll look at you and he'll see the man who stabbed him, and he'll be out for revenge.
Is even off a
Comment from Dan Stupp in the Athletic Open thread. You just know some dude is sitting cage side, hasn't washed his feet in weeks, found his oldest pair of sneakers, ran a few miles before the event, and now he's just anxiously waiting for his moment to shine if Tai Tuivasa gets the win and goes for a shoey.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, big elbow from Tuivasa. Well, we're already over the 3-minute over-under that I set.
Is Blago a training partner of Daniel Cormier's? I noticed he had Javier Mendez with him.
Cormier was just
yeah,
mentioning something about training with him, so.
It's always a little bit awkward.
Well, I don't think we could be looking at the other kind of heavyweight fight if this makes it out of the first round, do you? Oh, even off fighting his range.
These guys are going to see round 2.
I'm saying that you think that's a good thing for us?
Dock their pay is what I'm saying. I didn't get the memo.
Oh. And even I'm looking sharp. Catching Tuivasa coming in a lot of times there. Tuivasa has definitely slimmed down. Also looking, huffing a little bit of air here.
Was he? Do you think guys regret when they don't bring the stool in? Some guys are like, no, I'm going to stand the whole time. Then they actually get in there and they're like,
I think there's something to be said for standing up.
those body armor bottles looked suspiciously full of water, I will say.
You're going to be a conspiracy theorist about this? And I think where we're going here, even though it looks like he's kind of in control,
He sure does.
he might escape that shoey.
Wait, I have to get stabbed in the heart?
Stabbed in the chest.
You know what?
I wouldn't say in the heart necessarily.
I lived a full life.
You always knew this is how it would end.
The way my kids acted all day today. If I got stabbed in the chest here tonight, let's just say worse things could have happened.
Is that like a big glob of Vaseline on Ivanov's head?
In his hair?
Uh-oh. Oh! Ivanov going all wobbly there. Little stanky leg. You wouldn't think a guy that size could do the stanky leg.
Oh, he did.
You know, Rampage started that stanky leg thing, making fun of Rashad, and it's gotten to the point now where, like, I legitimately forget that the stanky leg was actually a dance. That's my only association with it at this point.
You know, people often ask us that question about
like, what
MMA
is the stanky leg?
Oh, yeah. Invaded your personal lexicon. Stanky leg is actually a pretty good one.
Yeah.
And yet everyone just knows what that means. I guess once you've seen it. Once you've seen a good stanky leg, you never forget it.
No.
Do you think when your training partner is calling your fight, you go back and you watch it later, and then you're like, Daniel, what's up, man? What are you talking about? Him being so much faster than me. Keep some thoughts to yourself.
I actually, when I did a story for the little like magazine thing that USA Today put out around some UFC stuff, I remember, and we all did stories on like the most powerful people and MMA or whatever. And I did one of the stories that I did was on Rogan, and I asked him about that, like about being friends with so many fighters and the commentary on it. And he was like, "Yeah, I deal with that sometimes, where people are just like, hey man, what the hell?" And just having to be like, it's just sometimes you're not always going to like what you hear. I also saw somebody suggesting Ariel on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I tell you what, I'm all for it, but Ariel has to do some psychedelic drugs.
Yes.
It's like an Elon Musk situation, but like more so.
Yes.
If Ariel will do mushrooms and then go on the Joe Rogan podcast, I'll watch. I might make it through a whole one.
Oh,
did you see Joe Rogan was mentioned in that New York Times story about YouTube radicalizing young men?
no. I didn't get to that one.
We're headed toward one of these heavyweight fights where it's like each guy's gonna like throw a 2-punch combo, take a second and breathe, recover. Then it's the other guy's turn to throw a 2-punch combo, take a second and breathe.
Yeah. You know my theory about the third round.
What is your theory?
Ain't nothing happens. These guys could prove me wrong though. Heavyweight MMA, ain't nothing happens in that third round.
Oh. Ryan Busatil says that if you survive the stab to the chest, when you wake up, you need to ask the doctor if you can still CrossFit.
Of course I could, bro.
Of course, Canadians are going to one-up us. We talk about it hailing in June. Rick Burt says, snowed in Alberta yesterday. Did it snow down in Montana? No. You got us. Oh, what? What are we doing there?
He tapped after the horn?
I couldn't tell what happened there. Something weird happened after the horn. What was that? Colleen's kind of stressed out that we're not putting this beer in the fridge.
It's going to be okay. Like I said, you don't need to put beers in the fridge in Ben Folks' basement.
You gotta want it more than he does, Chad. Okay, what happened here? Okay.
You think Tuivasa was just letting him know the round was over?
Yeah, maybe. And then it's like he's like pushing his face against the cage.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's interesting. It's here where you queue up a Tai Tuivasa knockout just to amp up the controversy, so we can all spend the next 5 days talking about how Tuivasa tapped. Whoa! Kicking the hell out of that leg. Oh. Tuivasa still has some pop in the third round, Chad.
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
Do. Now, see, here's where if you're even off, you want to mix in one of those sambo throws right here. Because I have a feeling if you put Tai Tuivasa on his back right now, he's probably not getting up.
You don't think that's where he goes, oh, nut shot? Well, I guess a fight on. I mean, for all you know, you put Tuivasa on his back there, and maybe that's where, Gogo Plata City.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that's what Blagoy Ivanov is worried about.
He comes right out with his De La Hiva guard. See, if Ivanov is going to make us watch a clinch fight here in the third round, he doesn't care about us. He doesn't love us. What are we doing? Grueling indeed. Do you think it's 1-1 here, round wise?
Man, I have no idea.
Yeah.
How would you even score those rounds?
The judges have already done some kind of weird things here. I thought Angela Hill won her fight, but it turns out I was wrong. See, Joe Rogan wants to know too.
Rick Bird does say when you guys start workshopping Rogan guests, the fight sucks.
Yeah, you might have a point. You might have a very
Think
good
we
point.
have a tell?
We probably have more than one tell. All right, here we go. Minute and a half left, Chad. 90 seconds. Got some space here to work. Throw them hammers. Man. Both guys getting up there on the Coleman index. Oh, they're still throwing hard, but you can see them both just like heaving huge breaths in their shoulders.
What do you think the parts of the tattoo that we can't see look like?
I don't even want to think
You've
about it.
wondered about it.
Nope.
Be honest.
Not until this moment, and I wish I could go back in time
Do you think
to a more like naive period of my life where I didn't even have to think about it.
How far does it go is one of my questions. You're talking about a full wraparound?
I refuse to even entertain this line of questioning. Well, I'm going to say right now, I got no idea who won this fight. Oh, Coleman index time, man. We could see somebody throw up in the cage. Oh, Stanky. Oh, Stanky.
Little stanky.
Like it didn't quite go all the way stanky, but it smelled a little stanky.
There was some stank in the air.
Yeah,
you were trying to say?
There was a hint of stank in the air. And every time I see the Poker Stars thing, I really fucked up not taking that trip to Rio.
We would still be there. We would be chained to a desk somewhere doing some kind of grunt work for Poker Stars. Each of us sporting only one kidney at this point.
Really?
Uh-oh. I hope Tuivasa remembered to TiVo this.
$30-27 for Blagojev from 2 judges.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
And if you get called very tough guy by somebody who got stabbed in the chest with a 12-inch knife, it's true. You are a tough guy. I believe that.
Yes.
It's like being called smart by like a NASA physicist. You're like, okay, this one means something. And the Bulgarians in the crowd.
Bulgaria what?
Bulgaria, stand up. Name one country that Bulgaria borders.
Bulgaria.
You're not even going to try, huh?
Belarus.
Let's look it up. Going to the internet. We're looking this one up. You're at least 2 dapper motherfuckers.
Oh, buddy comedy. Oh, look who's in the background. Miami PI, Curse Blades. That's the Chicago Bears, Ben.
All of them? Are they like 3 dudes?
They just put Chicago Bears on the screen.
Well, there you go.
Am I right?
No. Romania to the north. Serbia to the west, and North Macedonia also to the west.
Oh, yeah,
Greece.
North Macedonia is what I meant to say when I said Belarus. You know what this reveals to me? I have no idea where Belarus is.
Greece to the south.
Greece to the south. That's
Turkey,
what I was going to say.
Also to the south there.
I thought
and then,
Greece to the south.
Bulgaria has itself a coastline on the Black Sea. Who knew that? I didn't know.
I bet that's
Let's go
nice.
party in Bulgaria.
I bet that's nice there.
Belarus, way up here.
Oh, it's not that far away. It's right on the other side of the Ukraine.
So if you want to go from Bulgaria to Belarus, you got to go through Romania, maybe a piece of Moldova, Ukraine, then you're in Belarus.
It's probably like driving from Missoula to Billings.
I don't think it is. I don't think so.
Probably just as dangerous.
I think there's probably...
I thought Greece to the south would be too easy. I decided to challenge myself.
You decided to challenge yourself by being wrong, is what you're saying. Okay. A glimpse. Rick Burt says it's knife o'clock. It's lucky for Chad I do not own a 12-inch knife because Jesus Christ. Who does? At that point, it's basically a sword. What? The guy who had a 12-inch knife, like out at the club, how was he concealing that?
He must have been
He
wearing
has a shoulder holster for his knife?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Like fucking Crocodile Dundee. Did he get stabbed by Crocodile Dundee?
Maybe he's just wearing it on his belt like any self-respecting Montanan would.
Yeah. I told you right about it. I mentioned it on Twitter. Like a dude who was doing work on my neighbor's garage door had a fucking revolver tucked into the back of his jeans.
Yeah,
like
just in case he had to throw down.
Yeah, like he just who would come there over there. Like this is just his day, like his work day. He's fixing garage doors and is like, but I need to be ready for whatever happens.
Yeah,
in case it all goes down when I'm fixing garage doors. Damn it, I'm gonna be ready. In this incredibly low crime small city in Montana. Like the odds of you, especially like wasn't in a holster, just tucked in the back of his jeans while he's working and doing stuff. And it's like the odds of you using this to do anything that you mean to do are so much lower than the odds of you just shooting yourself in the ass. Like just not even, it's no contest.
I think I've made this point before, but it always seems like the people who are doing open carry, like the guy that you see doing the open carry, is never the guy you want.
No. Never the guy who seems like the responsible hero we need.
Yeah. It's never like you never see him and you're like, oh, this guy, he's probably an off-duty cop, right?
Yeah.
Or like
yeah.
John Rambo type. It's always this guy got his black cargo pants on. Return of Gilbert Melendez, huh?
What, really? Is that guy Chicago Bears? He had a Bears.
Any of these guys could be
shirt.
Chicago Bears. Wait a second.
Here we go. Here we go.
Eddie Wineland's mustache? That's what we're doing?
That's what he did tonight. He had a good fight, too.
Yeah, I saw he won by...
And after he won the fight, he did a thing. He even, like, twisted the mustache like a fucking vaudeville villain.
Eddie Wineland.
Yeah. I'll say this beer gets better the more I drink of it. I'll say that. I will not say anything more. Okay, I will say one other thing.
What is it?
Not going to drink another one.
That's it? You're done after one?
Well, I'm done with this.
Give me one. I want to see what they taste like. I want to see what you're fetching about over here. It seemed like a safe pick when I was at the store.
I'm going to say...
It's just a pale ale.
Notes of cardboard.
Crazy Mountain Brewing Company.
Yeah, they sound trustworthy.
It's got a mountain goat elk crossover here.
A lot of people... Rick Burt wants to know who the fuck is Arnold Allen. And Colleen says, didn't Arnold Allen play Theon on Game of Thrones? No, Arnold Allen, I can picture him. He's like blonde guy, kind of, right? Bantamweight, something. What do you think? You getting the cardboard aftertaste?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
It is a little bit of a...
They should put that on the can. There's nothing wrong
that,
with it.
Motherfucker. A little bit of a cardboardy aftertaste, I guess.
Okay, your blurb comment reminds me that that James Ellroy story. Was it James Ellroy? Yeah, James Ellroy story you sent me where he watches a fight on DAZN.
Yeah, tries to watch a fight on DAZN.
And at some point it mentions him like responding to like a publisher, like being like, hey, what do you think of this new book we got coming out? And he was like, oh, it reads like James Ellroy light. And the publisher was like, is that a blurb? Like, do you mean for us to put that on the back of the book? And he was like, yeah, he'll love it. Like he'll feel complimented by it. I was like, okay. Who you got here? Peter Yan, Jimmy Rivera.
I think it depends on what kind of fight it is, almost.
Like mixed rules. So mixed rules fighting.
Stripped to the waist?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you get yourself into a crazy brawl here, then I'll kind of like Jimmy Rivera. If you let Peter Yan stand there and punch you in the face in a composed manner, he probably picks Jimmy Rivera apart. Right?
Yeah. I think he beats him no matter what. But
Did you see that? Do you know what Peter Yan's last loss is?
what?
It's at ACB 32, the Battle of the Lions in March 2016
Okay.
against Magomed Magomedov. Split decision. 2 fights later, he comes back, avenges the loss at ACB 57, payback. Unanimous decision over Magomed Magomedov.
Man, that's a lot of Magomeds to be going up against. That's one thing when I did that story on Joe Riggs, we were talking to Joe Riggs, and I talked for quite some time. And one of the things he told me that he has learned during his time in the fight games, he's like, if you will definitely appreciate this, because he was like, if you find yourself in a fight where it's like, oh man, he's just slapping the shit out of Jimmy Rivera there, that's too much,
Is
man.
that his dad?
I guess I don't. That's too much. But he was like, if you get booked to fight a Russian dude who you've never heard of, and he's like 6-0, look out, because that guy's gonna be tough as shit.
That's what I'm saying. They did to fucking Eddie Alvarez, man.
Tim Nasty.
Against Tim Nasty.
Yeah, he was just like, all those Russian dudes are tough.
Look at those 2 guys that are Rivera's like seconds, man. Fucking 2 different versions of the same dude. Jimmy Rivera has 2 Rahm Emanuels in his corner. Have you seen this? And that motherfucker's ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, he was just like, all the Russian dudes are tough, and if they make it a few fights into their pro careers and they're still undefeated, like nobody is protecting those guys. Nobody is like grooming them in this way. Like they're just tough ass motherfuckers. And even if you've never heard of them, you better be careful.
that seems like sage advice. And you know what? I'm not going to say I would believe Joe Riggs on every topic, but that's one that I would take his word for it.
You know, Joe Riggs ended up being a lot more level-headed, I think, than you would expect, especially when it came with time. He talked a lot about his strategies on money management. And he was like, I still have fight purses that I won from 2003. Like I don't waste my money. But also, he has been through so much crazy shit in his life. It seems like his idea of what is a crazy thing to live through is really different than ours.
Yeah, that's
because it's like once you fought Nick Diaz, and then fought him later that same night in the hospital.
Yep.
Your idea of what is normal changes, and he was just kind of like, oh yeah, like he didn't think that was a particularly remarkable moment in his life. He was just like, oh yeah, that was a fucking Nick Diaz. Here we go, Chad. Oh, slapping our shins against each other. That's a fun way to start your evening.
It's growing on me.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, as you drink more of it, you're like, yeah, this isn't so bad. I remember when I first started doing jiu-jitsu in San Diego, and there was a dude I trained with who did Muay Thai at some gym, and he was just like an all-around kind of ridiculous badass. And I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, okay, like he also does Muay Thai. Like that would be a fun thing to get into also. And I started asking him about it, and he was like, yeah, one of the things we do to toughen up our shins is we like go out on the street outside the gym when we're warming up and kick parking meters to toughen up our legs. And I was like, you know what? Never mind. I don't think I'm gonna take this up as a hobby. I think I will just keep doing jiu-jitsu. Thank you for this.
That doesn't sound fun.
Nope. He also told me some story about he and all his boys going down to Tijuana to party and getting into a big street fight, which already right there, like you're asking to be thrown into a dark jail cell for the rest of your life. But one of his friends stabbed a man in the cheek with a screwdriver.
What?
Yeah. I was like, so wait.
Whose screwdriver?
His, like he brought the screwdriver.
In case he needed to stab somebody?
Yes. Yeah. No, he didn't bring it in case he needed to fix something when he was partying in Tijuana.
Like in case the car breaks down?
No, well.
Bringing that screwdriver.
You're not driving your car across the border in the TJ. I was just like, I may have gotten a different impression of you at first. I thought that you seemed like an interesting, reasonable person, and now maybe I'm thinking I want to keep my distance.
Stabbed in the cheek with a screwdriver is low on my list of stuff I want to have happen to me.
Yep.
I would put shoey above that. I'd rather do a shoey than get stabbed in the cheek with a screwdriver. Chuck Minnow.
Yep. There's Chuck, man on the hat. Oh, that was a good solid uppercut from Jimmy Rivera in close. I gotta say, Jimmy Rivera doing a pretty good job managing the distance so far.
I'm not going to say it's a great beer.
No, wouldn't say that.
But it does have a mountain goat elk hybrid on the can, that was the selling point for me.
Yeah, that's all it took, huh?
I didn't know what kind of weird beer you wanted me to bring up here.
Oh, well, this gives you a lot to think about. Colleen says from Twitter, would you rather do a shoey with Tuivas's boot or take a shot from Ivanov's chest button?
Oh, God. Tuivas's boot all day, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It does remind me of our friend who said a Navy SEAL he knew used to. Oh! Hard left hand from Jan. Jimmy Rivera goes down. Getting jacked up here. Uh-oh. He's going to last, though. Yeah, I had a big divot in his calf from some kind of Navy SEAL-related injury, and at parties would pour salsa into it and dip chips into it.
Oh.
I'm sure he was popular. You're being too excited. You're right, though, that he is. I mean, these guys. Is that like his dad and his dad's twin brother in his corner? What's going on there?
You got me, man.
Oh, that left hand right on the button.
Well, at least one of those guys appears to be the Tiger Schulman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's Tiger Schulman? And did Tiger Schulman clone himself?
Right? That's one of those dudes.
I think so. Does he have a clone?
He must. I mean, you saw the video evidence.
Oh, hard right hand from Jimmy Rivera. All right, I'm gonna drink another one. I'm gonna go against my own word here. I'm gonna drink another one. I gotta say though, we were talking about on the podcast, on the Power Hour maybe, about the chances that this fight just ends up being more exciting than Aljamain Sterling and Pedro Munoz, but that fight was actually really exciting. So if you're hoping to leapfrog somebody, you probably need a finish. Even then,
it might be tough.
Yeah, Sterling looked really good, but then there's also the wrinkle that if Cejudo wins in that universe,
tell me more. I'm listening.
he might,
the thought already brings a smile to my face.
He wants to do the champ thing for real.
Mm-hmm.
Then he might insist on defending the flyweight title. Oh man, I just remembered that Donald Cerrone and Tony Ferguson is next.
Is that right after
got
this?
A little jolt of excitement.
Well, suddenly I don't care quite as much about who that other Tiger Schulman is.
I'm just waiting to hear like a story, like to tune into NPR some morning. They're like controversy as a noted martial artist has violated medical ethics rules by cloning himself. I don't know if you read or listened to stories about the Chinese scientist.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's two Tiger Schulmans.
Same guy. Yes. But the guy who did the like gene editing basically on a baby in China to make it immune to HIV. And they were like, this violates a lot of medical ethics rules. And then they were looking at scientists that he had communicated with in the United States to see whether they helped him or did not report it when they should have and shit like that. And one of the dudes who like handing over a bunch of his emails to the New York Times is basically trying to explain like, yeah, I didn't really know if he was going to do it. And also I tried to, make the points that I thought were necessary about it. And some of it is like, you're trying to be polite. And then the next thing you know, it's like you trying to be polite is like coming off as like you supporting gene editing medical ethics violations, which oh shit, Peter Young going upside his head with the shin. Ryan Busuttil says Anik just said that's Tiger Schulman's brother. That's what he wants you to think. That's what Tiger Schulman would like us all to believe, is that it's just his brother. I know what's really going on. It's a multiplicity situation.
Well, if one of them is Tiger Schulman, what's the other guy? Like Keith Schulman or like Dwayne? Tiger Schulman and Dwayne Schulman are going to corner you?
Leopard Schulman? It's like, didn't T. Ortiz, like he and Jenna Jameson had twins, and they named one. Oh,
he did it again.
Yep.
Dropped him at the very end of the round again.
Around there. Oh, I'm going to end it on top. Like, then they named their kid something where it was like one of them is like Journey Jet or something, and the other one is named like Jonathan or something like something normal. All right, of course we got to go back into Jimmy Rivera's corner.
Let's hear from Tiger Schulman and Turtle Schulman.
Make him knock you out. That's the advice from the other Schulman.
Okay. So Tiger Schulman says, knock this motherfucker out.
Yeah.
The other guy says, make him knock you out. So
Yeah.
there's a Tiger Schulman and an evil Tiger Schulman.
You know what? One of them needs to grow a goatee. If that's the dynamic we're going for, we need one of them to have an evil goatee, just so we can keep it straight. Your typing sounds kind of loud. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
This is you.
With passion?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. It's not saying let the guy knock you out. Make him knock you out. That's... Shit is getting real over that corner. If you go out there now and you get knocked out, you come back and your coaches are like, good job.
Yeah, you did what you did what we told you to do.
It does, though. It looks like Jan could do this all night, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like he could fight 8 rounds where he's gonna just kind of be pretty even with you 4 minutes of those rounds, not really do anything crazy, and then at the very end drop you at the end of every single round. Oh, knocked his mouthpiece out. Why don't take a break then to put his mouthpiece back in? Wait until there's like a more natural break in the action. Then you really, like, then you incentivize people to get rid of their mouthpiece if they're hurt. Oh, you know, I'm starting to think that Peter Yan is pretty good fighter.
Oh yeah,
pretty good at mixed rules
you think
fighting.
He might be okay.
Yeah.
I agree with you though that when I feel like for years now I've been hearing about Tiger Schulman. That is not the guy I pictured.
No, not at all. But then, I mean, when I started hearing about him was when I lived in Queens. Oh, good right hand from Jimmy Rivera. You would hear about his guys like in the New York martial arts scene, New York, New Jersey martial arts scene. So it's like, okay, maybe
it makes more sense than I would have thought.
Yeah. It was a good kick to the body by Jan. Oh, eye poke.
Oh.
You got to give credit to Jimmy Rivera. He's doing what he can here, you know,
including a little Dundasso. Let's see how this goes. See how long he takes to recover.
I know how you like
then
that.
You come out, you throw hard to that same side right away. Oh, look at this.
Oop! Right.
That's some Three Stooges shit right there.
See, that's what, when somebody was asking me when I did the Reddit AMA, and they were like, what do you think is the best Dundasso technique? I say eye pokes because, you know, You've been poked in the eye before, like especially you have toddlers. You've been poked in the eye,
Yeah.
and even a little bit of a poke in the eye, it hurts, and your vision is going to be blurry for at least a few minutes after that.
Oh, look, he threw that hook on that side too. He knows what he's doing.
Like a groin kick, like hurts and it sucks and everything. One thing though, you're guaranteed more time to recover from the groin kick. Another, it doesn't necessarily compromise him in a way that is going to be like going to lead to you getting an opportunity to finish the fight right afterwards. Oh, oh. Jimmy Rivera's still in there, still throwing hard, still doing what he can. That's 10 seconds. Time for Peter Yan to drop him. Or get a sweet takedown. Well, that's Jan's fight. If there's any justice in this world. But I don't think it's enough to leapfrog Aljamain Sterling in the rankings, so.
Oh, holy shit. That head kick was nasty.
Uh-oh. Austin Shippey says, bet you boys an extra koozie on I to win. And yes, I will send you a koozie if I lose. You're on. You're fucking on. That's...
Where's Austin Shippey from? Because I want a local koozie from
okay.
wherever he's from.
Yeah, wherever you're from, we want something with a little local flair.
Yeah, I don't want like a Bud Light koozie.
Yeah, don't come up here with that weak shit.
We should have the koozies down here, keeping these beers cold.
They're right in the next room.
I'm not going to poke around in your office. Heard that place needs to get cleaned.
I cleaned it, okay? Bright and vibrant and fresh in there. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm also going to need another one of these delicious mountain goats. Oh, mountain living, I guess it's called.
Mountain goat would actually be a better name for it. This Russian translator looks like the most Russian fucking dude ever. You can't tell me this motherfucker doesn't have a dashboard camera on his car to protect against fraud. You know he does. You know that. He's kind of getting off a little Khabib vibe here.
Mm-hmm.
I want fight, next fight, title shot. I don't think he's going to get that, but all right. Austin Shippey says we have ourselves a deal.
Well, tell us where he's from.
Tell us where you're from, Austin. So we know kind of what to expect. I don't know. Do you think he knows something? Does he know something we don't know about Jessica Ai?
Oh, maybe. Or does he know something we don't know about Valentina Shevchenko?
Maybe. That all her videos are sped up.
Yeah.
She's a fraud.
Drastically sped up.
Seriously, this dude looks like an extra in Chernobyl. Like he was pushing radioactive material off the roof. See, if I were trying to teach English to a foreign fighter, he seems like he has learned the phrase book that I would put together.
Yeah.
Title shot. I fight anybody. I don't care. Joe Rogan, have me on your podcast.
I think you can tell if there are some CME people in the athletic open discussion thread because there's references to stuff like Uncle Dana's artificial snow fund.
Well, that's just a thing.
Where are your wife and children?
My children are at.
Look at that dude!
I know.
Look at that!
I know.
Holy shit!
I think he might be
Russian
as
for
well.
that sweatsuit. You think? You think so? Kingdom for that sweatsuit.
That sweatsuit looks like the curtains at Donald Trump's house. Like that is.
That sweatsuit, that looked like a guy who would pick you up to drive you into the airport when you lived in New York. Like you call the car service to pick you up to drive you to the airport, that guy would pick you up. And he would be playing like weird Russian opera on the stereo at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
My children are at my parents' house. My wife is opening for some out-of-town comedian tonight. So she's doing that. Even though she's very sick. Sometimes
she's a gamer.
You show up.
She's going to strap it up and go.
I'm going to bite down on the mouthpiece and make the walk.
Yeah. So good for her.
Daniel Cormier speaking my language, talking about making a lightweight tournament.
A true Strike Force alum out here
yeah.
talking about a tournament.
Yeah. Just tell me who the alternate is now so I know who's going to win it all. More Hall of Fame inductees. Oh, they're going to do the Diego Sanchez Clay Guida fight, I believe. Yes. Okay, this was crazy. I remember watching this one. Look how young and fresh-faced Diego Sanchez looks here.
Meanwhile, this could be today's version of Clay Guida. We just saw him fight.
Yeah, it looks exactly
BJ
like
Penn
him.
looking exactly the same.
Mouthpiece goes flying. Wow. Austin Shippey is in Alaska.
What? Oh, we need those koozies now.
Yep.
War Shevchenko.
Mm-hmm. Never been so invested in a Valentina Shevchenko fight in my life. He says it'll be local if I can find a good one or from my military job.
Oh,
either way.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good
As long
koozie.
as it's a little, there's a personal tie-in with Austin Shippey, right? That's all I care about.
Yeah, and every time you see one of these fights with the guys wearing trunks with all their sponsors on it, and you're like, well, especially in this era, that's like 75 grand worth of decals on each of those dudes.
Yeah.
There's a cat here. Wouldn't be a CME live streaming event without a cat.
Oh, Dana White has a purple shirt on here. Okay, the fight wing. That's going in the fight wing.
Yeah. Where's the fight wing, by the way? Where the...
See, look, there's Guida. And there's his brother. There's Jason Guida.
Mm-hmm. And he's slapping him just like they always do.
Oh, there's Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie Alvarez in the back.
Corey Anderson, 25-8. It's a family reunion in the crowd at the UFC. There's the guy who fought Jake Hager. No, that's not him. It's a different guy.
Beef Plant?
Yeah. Tombstone Jones.
Jake Guida out here attending as a fan that has a sweatband on his arm.
Yeah. Chicago flag, I believe. Sweatband. Right?
Chicago has a flag?
Yes.
The city has a flag.
Yes.
And it's just that white-blue thing?
It's the blue thing with the stars. Jesus. Sometimes it's like I'm here with a child. Chicago flag.
Okay.
Says CM Punk had that on his trunks, remember?
Nope. Do we have a flag? Does the city of Missoula have a flag?
We ought to. I think the flag for the city of Missoula is just those Tibetan prayer flags. I mean, that's what everybody's flying anyway.
Or it's just a bumper sticker that says "Keep Missoula Beard."
Yes, yeah.
The other day, I was behind somebody who they had a personalized license plate, and this is a weird Montana thing for people who don't know how to get a personalized license plate in Montana. Like in other states, it's kind of like expensive, like it's an added expense. It's kind of, but in Montana, I don't know if there is any added expense at all, right?
I think it's minimal.
It's very small. Like our friend Sir Nigel has.
Yes,
one.
he does. As a result, lots of people in Montana have personalized plates. Which, as a child, I didn't know was somewhat distinctive.
You thought everybody, that's just how it was everywhere?
Yeah, but then people moved to Montana and they're all like, Jesus, what the fuck is up with all these personalized plates?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so it's really easy to get a personalized plate in Montana. And so you see a lot of them. The other day I was behind somebody at a stoplight and like, you know, it was abbreviated on the license plate, but clearly their plate was meant to say happy to be me, which I hope that person realizes the gut reaction of most people when they get behind you and they see this thing where you're like, oh, I'm so happy to be myself. I don't think I'm alone in that. Your first reaction is to be like, man, fuck you. fuck are you? Like you think that you're spreading this positivity, but really a lot of people are just seeing just be like, fuck off. Fuck you think you are. Man, I'm excited for this Alaskan koozie that we've basically all but won.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about drinking beer out of this Alaskan koozie. That's how sure I am. But do you think this is a thing where Austin Shippey is going to promise to send us a koozie and then not do it for a year? Because that would be a super dick move, right?
Well, we couldn't say we wouldn't have it coming. Gray has suggested that I grow my hair out and have a hipster man bun. And
yeah, he suggested that in those comments and on the Athletic Open thread.
It's not going to happen.
And I have already seconded that emotion.
You know, once I was at a bar and some woman was telling me, she was like, have you ever thought of like growing like a long hair? Like you should grow long. And I was like, why would I do that? And she was like, to be attractive. And I was like, the fuck are you saying? How dare you?
You were like,
how
you were already
dare
talking
you?
To me, right?
I'm already an Adonis. You know, I don't want it to be unfair to everybody else.
Have I already?
What does it say on the underside of that cowboy hat?
Do you want to know? Do you really want to know?
I feel like I do, and I'm gonna regret it.
Have I already told everyone in the CME audience that when I interviewed Donald Cerrone for the feature story that I wrote for The Athletic about the Freedom Fighters MMA Rec Center gym, that our interview sounded like he was in a Jeep with no windows going like 115 miles an hour out in the middle of the desert?
Well, of course he was.
Like, I had probably like 10 questions. I think my tape for the Cowboy Cerrone interview turned out to be like 6 minutes long. And I could understand maybe half of what he was saying. And it was one of those ones where I was like, why are we even doing this? Like,
why did we bother?
You're clearly, and it was like they had to change the time of it. They had to reschedule it. And then all of a sudden, when he finally talks to me, like he's out in the middle of nowhere, clearly with a bunch of his bros in the car with the windows down.
And you thought he was going to be in his home office.
Yes. Like, with his headset on,
mm-hmm.
ready to go, Skyping with me.
He was going to be tending to his bonsai plant in his home office, raking his little mini garden.
It was not an ideal situation. Let's just say that. Chuck Mindenhall tells us that the crowd in Chicago seems very ready for Cerrone versus Ferguson. Very ready. Very freaking ready, he writes.
Do we really need this censored on the pay-per-view? I paid $16. Let me hear Donald Cerrone say fuck. Premium content. Tracy Dickinson notes, OMG, Cowboy versus El Cahuilla is next. I'm not sure if I'm mentally prepared for this. None of us are.
You can't be. You couldn't be.
Yeah. If you said you were mentally prepared, you'd be lying. Rick Burt says, Austin will tell you in 6 months that he bought the envelope to ship the koozie. All right. Hey, fair. That's fair. We deserve that.
Well, suffice to say, Donald Cerrone looks focused and ready during this walkout. Donald Cerrone's baby has a tiny Monster energy drink cowboy hat. That's amazing.
You know, one of the stats they went over, I'm talking about Donald Cerrone before this thing started, that in 48 professional fights, Donald Cerrone has never missed weight. Even though sometimes, especially lately, he makes lightweight and he looks like a fucking skeleton.
Yeah.
And, years he's fought 5 times, some short notice fights, all that kind of stuff, never missed weight.
I feel like, yeah, that's incredible. I feel like recently he has started to look, and maybe it's just the beard, but he looks way different to me.
Older?
Yeah. Older. While you were in the bathroom, he stopped by to give a hug and a kiss to his partner and their child, and his child was wearing a tiny Monster energy drink black cowboy hat. It was adorable.
Hold on. Did he figure out a way around the sponsorship ban?
Yes. Yeah. You can just give it to Daxon.
Yeah, they can't. Your kid never signed a contract.
Well, are you sure about that?
Well,
see here, the UFC just tweeted it out. Right there. Look at this. I mean, that's probably just the actual Monster Energy drink cowboy hat, but his kid is wearing it. Just saying, that's adorable.
That is adorable.
Those boos for Tony Ferguson? Or is everybody saying Tony?
I don't know about that. This is Tony Ferguson's walkout music, huh?
I mean, we know how he gets down,
Yeah.
right?
You're going to put some cardboard out and do a break dance?
Mm-hmm.
I like how this feels like a main event, just even in the walkouts. It's hard just emotionally to get myself to believe there are 2 title fights to come after this. 2.
Yeah.
Austin Shippey says he's going to tell Jessica I about this trash talk, and you nerds are going to get hashtags so goddamn hard.
What?
Jessica I, who he's betting on. She's going to hashtag us.
No.
She won't.
We're getting those goozies.
She won't be able to spell our Twitter handles.
Don Ames says, is anyone going to mention Cowboy's, quote, runs the pharmacy in Deadwood haircut?
All right, do you remember what the over-under is on barrel rolls from Tony Ferguson?
3, right?
Yeah.
I took the under? Is that right?
I don't know.
I think I said it depends on how long the fight goes.
Yeah, Bruce Buffer going with a really understated tuxedo for him. Just kind of like tuxedo classic.
He understands the gravity of the moment. As ever.
He doesn't want to take an undue portion of the spotlight. That's always been Bruce Buffer's MO, right?
Yeah, that's
really understated. Look at this. This is just, like a regular, like a maitre d' at a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
Thing. Instead of like, Liberace's doorman.
Yeah. So this guy's going to take you on a tour of the restaurant's walk-in humidor.
Tracy Dickinson's comment, is there any way they might surprise us and announce that after the 3rd round that it's actually going to be a 5-round fight? I think even the athletic commission would be like, there's no legal way to do this, and yet we'll allow it.
Yeah.
Kid has taken off the cowboy hat. Man, Tony Ferguson is a minus 180 favorite. That kind of surprises me. That's almost 2-1.
I mean, I guess if the fight happened without any extenuating circumstances.
And yet, here we are. This just seems like this is the shit you would do on a video game, on a UFC video game. You'd be like, one of the first things you'd do. Tony Ferguson gonna slap the camera out of his way. Is that staph?
Ugh, I hope not.
Donald Cerrone's chest?
I mean, it could just be a blemish.
Yeah. Based on what you know of pro fighters.
Yeah, and Tony looks like he does not want Cowboy Cerrone to get comfortable out there.
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't want somebody up in your face, you shouldn't have agreed to a fight with El Kukui. Oh, that left hand right on Cerrone's chin.
Yeah, it is an interesting haircut Cerrone's got going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like a bowl cut around the cowboy hat.
Oh. You think that when he went into the barber, you're like, well, we're going to need you to take the hat off. And he was like, no, work around
Can't. I'm the cowboy.
Spin from Tony Ferguson. Doesn't count in the barrel category, but I feel like we're working our way there. Uh-oh.
Mm. They're definitely both connecting.
Yes. Uh-oh. And Ferguson really going in on that spin, like after he throws and misses or something. He's going to spin all around. It feels like he's done it like 3 times already. How long until Donald Cerrone kind of times that? Catches you coming around. Oof. Man, trying to just figure out where Tony Ferguson's going to be and what the fuck he's going to be doing. Got to be so hard.
Mostly he's going to be standing up on an exercise ball with a couple of dumbbells in his hand.
Is Ferguson cut there?
He is.
What even was that? Man, Ferguson's just pressure. Ferguson's finding him with that left hand. Whoa, that one hurt. Well, shit. Who won that round?
This is a hard fought close round. I mean, it felt like almost like Tony Ferguson was landing more, but Cerrone landed the more effective punches.
10-10. I'm fucking saying it. 10-10.
Give us a draw.
Josh Gross says 10-9 Cerrone.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's right, but who knows?
The cut makes a visual impression, at least.
Lotus notes so far. No Imanari rolls.
No rolls at all. A lot of spins, though.
Several spins, no rolls.
Oh, I gotta feel bad for John. You got this super exciting fight going on. Everybody's been waiting for it.
We gotta talk about bold character.
Crazy. He's got to talk about the sponsor and warn people against piracy.
That's a professional right there.
Yeah. Oh. See, this is what happens when you get two fighters who are both like real kind of get back guys.
Mm-hmm.
You sting either one of them, and their immediate reaction is to want to kind of come back and score on you. And it's just like a nuclear reaction. It'll just be escalating over and over again. Oh. Oh.
Nice low kick.
See, I wonder about the effectiveness of low kicks against a guy like Ferguson, who fights so well out of both stances. It's like he can beat up one leg, he can let you, and then he can just switch it up, and he does equally well out of both stances. Oh, God, that's a stiff left.
Ducked under the spinning elbow there. Yeah, Cerrone looks like he might have broke his nose.
Whoa, spinning elbow at the end of that. Oh. Oh, God. That left hand. Whether he's throwing it as a jab or whether he's throwing it from a southpaw stance, it's just stinging.
Looked like Ferguson landed a spinning elbow in the middle of a Cerrone combination there, and it didn't really even stop him. He just threw the last 2 punches.
Look at that mouse under Cerrone's right eye.
It's too many spinning elbows, Tony. That nose is
rare that Donald Cerrone goes for a takedown, though. Does it make you feel like maybe he's getting a little tired? Maybe he's feeling the pressure a little bit and wanted to slow him down a little bit?
Tony keeps throwing that spinning elbow.
Yep. Oh, short little right hand there at the end of the exchange. No, it didn't really connect. Oh, man. You can tell that Tony Ferguson is doing much better in this round and staying cleaner. The cut that he had over his right eye hasn't even opened back up after the break between rounds. Either he has the best cut man ever, or he's just not getting hit as much in this round. Oh, elbow from Ferguson. Oh, lead right hand. What is he doing? Oh.
Cracked him after the bell.
Big Dan's got to get in there faster than that. You can't just sit there and expect him to hear the horn. Oh, come on.
You ain't gonna do shit.
Quote from Peter Yan. I watched Sterling's fight, and with all due respect, I was not impressed at all. I would beat him and the champion in one night. Pump the brakes. Pump him. What is Big Dan doing, though? He's got to get out. He can't just like stand there and be like, stop. You gotta jump in there.
That right eye is pretty nasty.
I don't think it's bleed. I mean, he was in the middle of throwing a combo there. Oh man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
They cleared out his nose.
That's bad. Oh man.
Yeah, his eyes all puffed up because they blew his nose out.
Oh no, don't end it like this. See, you're about to get your ass handed to you. Danny Downs wants to know what the beverage is. Mountain Living, Pale Ale. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't think you can send him back out there after that. Like that.
Jesus, that looks bad. Look at him. Oh.
Yeah, that's nasty. Yeah.
They hit Joe Rogan in the back, Chad.
Come on, guys.
You savages in Chicago.
Class.
The hell? Oh, he just did it right there, huh? Oh, no. You would think a guy of his experience. I mean, it was already pretty bad, I guess, before that.
Well, I mean, both guys probably won a round there. I don't know what the official scorecards are going to say, but
Ugh. Yeah, just give him a little ice. He'll be fine. Let's get that ice bag on there. She'll be fine by morning. All right, here, let's see.
man, that's late. That is late. It's a late shot. But his nose was already fucked up before that.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I don't think that's what caused the damage.
And again, man, I mean, the ref has to be willing to, he has to be ready when he knows he hears the 10-second clapper. That's why they do that, to let you know that the end of the round is coming up. Like, you need to be ready to jump in there and, like, physically make sure that that doesn't happen. What's Tony Ferguson's going to do something weird?
Big Dan is just like, what the fuck, man? Come on.
I mean, you can't say he didn't look good as hell in that second round. God, look at him. What a fucking madman Donald Cerrone is. Donald Cerrone is in a shockingly good mood for this. I mean, do you think it ends that same exact way without that punch after the horn?
Like, I don't know. Well, who knows? I mean, did the punch?
His eye was already swollen up pretty bad.
I think his nose was already broken. His eyes were already kind of swelling shut. I don't necessarily know that that punch had anything to do with it, unless that last punch made it so much worse that he felt like he needed to blow it out like that. But I don't think it. I don't think it.
Spinning
I don't think that punch was a factor.
Yeah,
It was late though.
It was. Late. I mean, he handled it well. Well. Now we still have 2 title fights, Chad. How about that?
The doctor stoppage after the second round, where each guy has probably won a round, is uniquely dissatisfying.
Yeah, and you see the scorecards on that. Here we go, the one with all the koozies on the line, Chad.
Oh, it's koozie time. I mean, there's our girl Valentina. She's looking sharp, as usual. Look
at that, Austin.
Look how fast.
Does it worry you? Meanwhile, Jessica Ai has her hat off at a jaunty angle.
Well, that's going to throw off your opponent. Yep. Can't find their range there.
That Gray Maynard in her corner?
Yeah, looks like it. Do you think that Cowboy Cerrone and Tony Ferguson ending in some controversy is like the greatest thing ever to happen to UFC matchmakers, because now they're free to?
Now they can come up with an excuse to not give Tony Ferguson a title shot.
Yeah, now they can do whatever they want, like Khabib versus GSP, Conor McGregor, like whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, because Tony Ferguson has now only won 12 fights in a row.
Well, you could always just run that one back, though, right?
I suppose you could. I don't know that we could feel good about ourselves if we don't ever see Khabib versus Tony Ferguson. It's a part of me that doesn't think the MMA gods will let us have it, just because all the times that it's been booked and it hasn't happened. And yet at the same time, man, we have to know. We must know what that one is like.
I just want to say that I took the under on barrel rolls there, and
oh, but see, when I said barrel rolls, I meant spins. Spins also count. Yeah,
vertical barrel rolls. Okay.
I think we might have got the over on spins.
Well, there's the full 10-week season of Dana White's Contender Series Season 3 on ESPN+.
UFC Apex.
Yeah, that's the new facility that they built like across the street from the UFC PI.
With all the money they couldn't afford to give to fighters.
Oh, look, there's the girl Bellator just signed. No, I don't know.
You're being a dick.
Yeah.
You're just being an asshole now.
Brian Ortega. I just think we could be friends.
What do you think you and Brian Ortega would have to talk about?
Not much.
Yeah. You both follow the UFC.
Yeah, pretty closely.
Mm-hmm.
Dare I say, me probably closer than him. We both like Modelo.
Okay, there's something. There's something to build a friendship on.
Surfing?
Yeah.
Brian, tell me another surfing story.
Okay.
The way I mean, I imagine my friendship with Brian Ortega, him telling me a lot of stories,
Okay.
and me enjoying those stories.
Come on, Valentina. We got some koozies riding on this. What do you think Valentina Shevchenko would think about a guy walking around doing work on a garage door with a handgun stuck down
In
back of his
favor of it.
pants?
In favor of it.
You don't think she'd feel like that was poor firearm safety?
She would probably want to know about his training, but like you've seen the video of her coach shooting at armed robbers in a pizza restaurant in Peru, right? Like Valentina Shevchenko knows that it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
I suppose. Did you see Jessica I at the workouts trying to get a chant going?
No, but I can imagine that being a Paul Buentello style situation.
It went better than it really had any right to. The chant, though, was "Let's go, evil, let's go," which you gotta fuck around and summon a demon that way. You know, it's all fun and games until you accidentally summon a demon.
Mm-hmm.
It's always
Is this Jessica I coming out?
The female fighters give you a different walkout feel, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the change of pace that we get. Ain't wasting no more time.
No.
Here we go again. Bring the drums. Not yet.
I mean, I approve of this walkout.
Is
song.
she at Extreme Couture now?
Because
there's
so. That's
Eric Nixick and Gray Maynard. I thought she was at the team in Ohio. Strong style team.
Well, it also
did
says
she do the thing?
Ohio, USA on her shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, I approve of this walkout song.
Me too.
Jessica I. Makes me like Jessica I better.
Yeah, for the first time, really.
Wow. Rough. There she goes. There you go.
Did she do the thing where I'm going to stay with this team, just kind of like a local team, right up until I get the title shot, and then I'm going to switch up management team and all the other stuff that they do? Yeah, you know you like it. Yeah, you're feeling that. Tracy Dickinson asked, who else was screaming "No" at their TV when they saw a cowboy start to blow his nose? Pretty sure it wasn't just me. He did it, and he immediately felt to see if his eye was still there. Basically, oh God, what have I done?
Yeah.
So Kevin P noting White Snake as walkout music. Yeah, I mean that's just, you want to get the crowd on your side. That's a pretty good way to do it. This guy certainly seems like she's feeling herself. She thinks she's going to go out there and win a koozie for Austin Shippey.
Yeah, she's looking very confident.
What does Valentina Shevchenko come out to, though?
She always comes out to like
Bon
some
Jovi.
traditional music, right? Typically. I mean, this doesn't sound that traditional.
I mean, depends on your tradition. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Did I tell you about the time when the IFL, they were not doing any walkout music at all when I worked there for the fighters? They were just like
silence.
Silence as the guy would just walk because their entire live show was just built around TV, like just making it easier for TV because it was like the guy who produced it was the TV guy, and I kept pushing him to be like, we need like some video vignettes in the arena to give fans an idea of who the fuck these people are because they don't necessarily know and like why this fight matters and like music. And for a while they were like, can we even like we don't want to pay the rights fees on the music, and it's like, well, but the arena they pay the ASCAP fees, like you can just do it, and especially if we don't broadcast that part, it's fine. And they were like, okay, yeah, like we looked into it, we can do walkout music. Find out what all the fighters want for the walkout music. I was like, wait a minute. This did not go the way I thought it was going to go. I thought I was going to suggest a thing to you guys, and you guys are going to be like, that's a good idea. We'll have somebody else do all the work on that. And then they were like, yeah, okay, we agree with your idea. Now call up every single fighter.
So just keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
Man.
Well, and see, then I did. Like, I was like, all right, this next fight, like, we'll call up, like, everybody. And, like, you know, and you'd call them up, and you'd be like, all right, like, we're going to do walkout music with this, and what do you want? And some guy would be like, I want the Terminator 2 theme. And I was just like, okay. And then would be like, I want Ted Nugent. You know, all right, you know. And like, and then other people would just be like, have like a vague idea. They'd be like, I don't know, man. Like how about something by Tupac? Anything by Tupac. Whatever works. But and you're like, okay. And then they didn't end up doing it anyway. Like I kept like a fucking spreadsheet. They didn't do it at all.
Is that what hardened you to the world?
Yeah,
that why
that was the moment.
You are the way you are
That's
today?
why I turned cold inside. Her kickboxing record is 56-2. That is a lot of kickboxing matches.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Mindenhall notes that Jessica I just mean mugged 17,000 bystanders as she walked into the cage. Why? Because Jessica I. That's why. You think this goes the distance?
Yes.
You say that just because it's a women's flyweight fight?
Yes.
Look at the swagger on Jessica.
She's fired up. She's ready to go.
Fierce is what Tyra Banks would call that look. Striking a pose. Flaring the nostrils.
Looks like 6 of Valentina Shevchenko's last 8 fights have gone the distance. She submitted Juliana Pena, and she submitted Priscilla Cachoeira.
Minus 1,400, the odds for Valentina Shevchenko. 14-1 favorite, Jad.
Jessica Ai has been in 7 decisions in a row. So if you're asking me why I thought it was going to go the distance, there you go.
You're saying settle in? Is that what you're saying? I say first round knockout. 45 seconds.
You think it's going to be over in 45 seconds?
45 seconds. Ref is nervous.
Sometimes I imagine that all the refs have a barbershop quartet together. Like this,
Sometimes.
I mean, this guy and Kevin Mulhall, you could see those guys singing together in a barbershop quartet, right?
No nonsense. Scott Peterson comes in there.
Well, yeah, he's the guy who shows up. He's the first in the door and the last to leave.
When you say sometimes you imagine this,
every
like,
time.
When
every
you're
time.
just like drifting off to sleep, you're
every
laying
time.
there in bed.
Every time they show the ref before the fight.
You know, one of the things I realized when doing that story on Joe Riggs and his interesting career, you know who Joe Riggs owns a win over? Herb Dean.
Oh, interesting.
Like his third pro fight or something, he beat Herb Dean. Also fought Cabbage Correa. Remember
nice. Him? Yeah, he had concrete in his head and stuff.
Yep.
I think by his own.
That's exactly the quote I thought of the first time when I read his name.
Oh, a takedown.
Only about 3 more seconds for this fight ends. Okay, it's going to stretch just a little bit longer.
Both of Valentina Shevchenko's stoppages were submissions, oddly enough.
She pieced him up on the feet.
Yeah. I guess they're both second rounders, although that Cachoeira fight seemed like it took about an hour.
What are you saying? A lot of cornrows in this one shot here.
Yeah, there are kind of dueling cornrows going on there.
Oh, full mount.
Almost.
We're 90 seconds.
Almost.
Oh, okay. Not quite.
Oh.
Don't freeze on a stream. Yeah, just guy stuck flat on her back here. Need to get to his side. Yep. Daniel Cormier is right here. Turns out Daniel Cormier is right about grappling.
Yeah, I think Daniel Cormier has some reasoned opinions regarding grappling.
There was a moment before you were here when on the prelims where Daniel Cormier was talking about something about somebody else's like takedowns that they were going for, and he was like, I don't know, why doesn't he just like instead of doing that, like shoot in for the single leg and then run the pipe and then we're gonna do a double and then you know like basically like why doesn't he do the classic Daniel Cormier chain takedown sequence? It's like I guess because he's not fucking Daniel Cormier and he can't do it.
Yeah.
Like Babe Ruth being like, I don't know, why did you just go up there and hit a home run?
It reminds me of that time I saw somebody ask George St. Pierre like what his advice on training or like what his advice to younger fighters was, and his answer sounded suspiciously like, man, I don't know, like just be George St. Pierre. Well, it's already gone longer than 45 seconds.
Any moment now. Into a blistering sudden end. There's this guy getting back to her feet. Uh-oh. You take a couple shots in the jaw for her trouble. Oh. I'm going to say this is not the fight Jessica I thought she was going to be in at this point. I'm also going to say not the fight Austin Shippey thought that she was going to be in.
I hope you're putting those koozies in boxes right now.
Just go ahead, get them into an envelope. I'm padded. Protect the integrity of the koozie. Austin Shippey says she's only making Jessica mad. Well played. Well played, sir.
Oh, now she's got her in the crucifix.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 10 seconds to work, though.
Uh-oh. Oh! Oh.
Look at this Twitter post that purports to be Tony Ferguson's last 7 opponents.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a horror show.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that body kick by Shevchenko. How many of those do you think you could take? Oh, shit! Shit, Chad! What? What?
Oh, my goodness.
Slept. She dead. My goodness. Upside the damn head. Jessica, I sleep. She sleep, Chad. She sleep, Austin. Get us our koozies, my man. Get us our koozie. Damn. You see that shit?
Well, I'm going to have to see a replay.
Damn.
I thought this was going the distance, so I wasn't watching all that close.
Should have listened. God damn.
Oh, no.
Oh, and she hit her head on the way down.
Oh, she hit the off switch right there.
Yep. Oh. God. Oh, maybe those 14-1 odds knew what they were talking about.
Oh, that's nasty. Totally stiff-legged. Her sister loves it. Well, you book a fight with this kind of odds. This is how you get somebody hurt.
I mean, but that, it was a fight that made sense. Jessica was winning these fights and kept asking for the title shot, and there wasn't a whole lot else going on. So it was like, all right, you're going to get what you want. Let's find out if you still want it. Here we are still waiting for Jessica I to wake up. That's how bad this one was. My goodness. Austin Chippy replies, "Oof, oof indeed,
Yeah.
oof indeed, man, that was a bad one." See, now they'll show us Jessica. Yeah, you got knocked out. God, that's just got to be such a disorienting experience to like. You're like, all right, here we go. We're settling into this title fight, and then the next thing you know, like people are clapping that you're sitting up, and you're going, "Wait a minute,
did I win?" That's what I would ask. Did I win? Look at that. You can see that guy in the barbershop quartet. Come on.
You could really see that guy in a barbershop quartet.
Doing Mr. Sandman.
He's the baritone, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Called a stop to this contest, more like just noted what we could all see with our eyes. That shit was brutal, man. JC Dickinson notes, as much as that sucked for Jessica I, thank God she's finally moving, is that brutal KO maybe the lesser of two evils? If it was going to be that or a complete mauling a la Priscilla Cachoeira, at least it was quick and she probably doesn't remember anything. Then a follow-up comment, too soon? Yeah, no, I'm going to say maybe this one is not a clip that Jessica I is going to want to watch every single day.
Yeah, don't
in the
Tai
Tuivasa mold. Man. Oh, God. Like, she's out right there, and she's just going to fall, and her head's going to snap off. Oh, God, that's the worst part. She's just out, and then crack. Look, and her feet are all stiffened up there.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Well, we're lucky Jessica I was okay, or else this would be the picture. That would be the
woman
picture.
Killed in the octagon. Like in a fucking Jesus pose. Jesus Christ. That is bad. Chad, what's your feeling on the dancing?
Like it. I like it. It's traditional. Look at that. She's got skills. She's not out here just making a spectacle of herself, like some others might.
Wow. Kevin Brady notes Jessica didn't need the bulletproof vest as much as she needed a fucking helmet.
Okay.
Come on, that's the downside. Showing up with a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, I
when
guess
you
so.
show up with props, you get memed if it doesn't go your way. Ryan Busatil, I mean, I wasn't wrong about being bulletproof, but you can't wear a vest on your head. Austin Shippey, it's her own fault for wearing a vest and not a helmet.
Okay, a lot of people going to the same well over there.
Let's get it all out of our system. Let's just get it all out. Let me get a beer. It doesn't have a goat on it.
Guy tells you to bring some beer over to his house. This is how he responds. This is how he thanks you. DC's up on the telestrator right now. Oh, now you're drinking Hefeweizen, honey Hefeweizen.
That's the Kettle House Hellgate Honey Hefeweizen. What do you think about that?
If I had known that you wanted some candy, I would have just brought that over.
Okay. You feel like a tough guy? You feel like a big man?
Just saying, I brought some beer over like you asked me to, and then next thing you know,
Whenever you hear people do the thing when they're like, "Oh yeah, no, he beat these people, but he never fought me. And it's like, okay, well, that is a statement of fact.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess we can't really argue with that unless this is a rematch. It's true that he has not fought you yet. Well, okay. Now Danny Down's going to ask if I need a lemon wedge.
Yes.
You know what? You guys can't appreciate a nice Hefeweizen. I don't know what to tell you. It's crisp, refreshing.
Mm-hmm. Is there a goat with elk horns on the can?
There's none. Tell you what, though. Tell you something about this goat with the elk horns. Van Gogh called. He wants his stick back. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Here we go. Right? Bringing out the king of cringe.
He's not going to come out first, is he?
No, I mean, this will be Marlon Moraes, but...
See... All right. The Reebok era, though, does make you wonder, like, what would we have seen from Henry Cejudo in the walkout department if it wasn't the thing where everybody's got to wear the same boring ass Reebok shit?
Well, remember, he used to come out in that, like...
Yeah, the Aztec warrior
get
shit.
up,
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. I mean, at this point, it would be some straight up David Copperfield shit. He's probably just going to appear in the cage.
Smoke bomb?
Yeah. There's going to be a cloud of smoke, and then Henry Cejudo will be standing there in the cage.
Kevin P says of Valentina's dance, after seeing that dance, I don't think the training footage was sped up.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably why she got knocked out. She thought she had more time to get the cover up.
Yeah, she thought, like, okay, we won't move that fast. We're in the Modelo prep point. Here we go. Bring the heat and then walk out Henry Cejudo.
He is wearing his gold medal.
Gold medal. So you can't stop him from showing off a little bit of flair. Remember when, like, didn't he almost lose the gold medal in a fire?
Yeah.
Or did he lose it and he get another one or something?
That could be.
Turns out it's been very important.
Yo, really, DC?
It's
Can
true.
be a bit of a character?
It's true. This checks out. He can be a bit of a character. When Daniel Cormier and Henry Cejudo are hanging out, just socially.
Oh, I bet it's... I would love to be a fly on the wall for that.
How often do you
Fight
think...
Pass show.
Henry Cejudo mentions
The gold medal.
that he has a gold medal
Do you
in
think
wrestling,
he asks DC how he did at the Olympics sometimes?
or like asks him like why he never wears his gold medal. DC,
Yeah. Where's your gold medal?
I noticed you never wear your gold medal.
Yeah, where is it? Do you have a shadow box on your wall of trophies? Have you seen Henry Cejudo's wall of
Yes.
trophies at his house?
He's got an eye for the color.
He
as
even
Ellsworth
has,
would say.
he has like, you got to give him credit for this. He has the posters up of the fights that he lost. Like on the wall of fame in Henry Cejudo's house, he has the poster where he got knocked out by Demetrius Johnson.
He's out here with the ankle sleeves on both ankles.
Well, he doesn't want you to know which one is hurt.
No. Maybe not that worried about Marlon Moraes' ankle lock game. Appetite for knowledge
is insatiable.
Yeah.
Okay.
No matter how much knowledge you give him, never satiated. Did you see in story, I don't know if it was Sean or Chuck who did it, where the story about Marlon Moraes and Frankie Edgar on The Athletic today, and Frankie Edgar in character referring to 31-year-old Marlon Moraes as a kid several times. This kid is really ready to show you what he can do.
He knows his demographic.
Yeah. Okay, the scorecards are in for Ferguson Cerrone. You want to know what it was looking like? Ferguson was up 2018 on 2 scorecards, and it was 19-19 on 1. So he was ahead.
Yeah, okay. Man, Frank Edgar is fired up in Marlon Moraes' corner.
You know he is. You know he is. Kevin Brady asks, are there any judges that you hear listed and think, well, fuck? For me, it was Cecil Peoples. Yeah, Cecil Peoples was a known. You know who else? Who's the guy? Chuck did a thing on him when he was at MMA fighting.
Oh yeah, the guy.
And he's like friends with
a crazy story
with Nick Lentz and Chael and all those guys.
I can't remember that guy's name.
What is that guy's name? But he just seemed to be making up his own judging criteria and seemed to admit that that's what he was doing. Tracy Dickinson notes, no top hat, no crowns, no cape, no bunny, no mouse, no snake. Reebok, you're making it so I don't even recognize Henry Cejudo. Did you guys hear that he won a gold medal, though? I did hear that. I heard that somewhere. Here we go, Chad.
See, Mark Goddard, he could be in a barbershop quartet.
No.
He'd be the bad boy.
He'd be waiting outside the barbershop to beat everybody up on their way out from practice.
Yeah, those ankle sleeves make it look like Cejudo was wearing socks. Ooh.
Yeah, those are some fast hands from Ramirez. And Henry Cejudo has that kind of haircut going on where it feels like anything
when he gets hit,
yeah,
it wobbles.
And Rick Burt notes, "Oh man, how do I get my hands on a plain white Reebok T-shirt with some shitty silk screen art?" No. It's a question we're all asking ourselves, isn't it? Here we go. There's Hito getting in on takedown. Oh, look quick at it. It is evident here early on where you're just like, what is Henry Cejudo's plan to do something? Like, what is he going to threaten Marlon Moraes with?
Yeah. I mean, the first several combinations of this fight make it look like it's not going great for Henry Cejudo.
Yeah. Kicking the shit out of that lead leg.
It kind of looks like Henry Cejudo doesn't totally know what to do at the moment. Ooh. Both those legs are getting beat up now. The other one's already got a big ass bruise on it.
And it's like he's so worried about the kicks that it makes him stay at such a wide distance from Moraes, but then he can't really fight at that distance, or he can't at least threaten him from that distance. Ooh. Yeah, you'd think that if you're a guy who, if you want to make the takedown your thing.
Oh, there's a decent combination for Cejudo.
Like being up against a guy who's throwing a bunch of kicks ought to be something that helps you out a little bit. Man, you know what I can go for right now is a protein pack.
Yeah, get a little protein in.
Yeah. It does feel like we might be lacking for protein. If I had like just some really shitty diced ham, and dried out cranberries or something right now. Yeah. I like the like kind, supportive tone in Henry Cejudo's corner right now. You know?
Yeah, it's like he's got a motivational speaker with him.
Doug Crosby. Tyler on the lets us know. Doug Crosby. That's who it is. That's who we were thinking of. Thank you. Also, Austin Shippey notes, looks like Henry trained for his strengths and not how to counter Marlon's, which that might be an astute observation here. It does not seem like he has an answer for the kicking game just yet. Yeah, you got to be able to like get that guy moving backwards a little bit, and it doesn't seem like he can really do it yet. Oh, there we go. A little offense from Cejudo.
Yeah, his corner's right. He can't stand out there like that. He does better when he engages.
What was the injury people were worried about with Cejudo? Maybe like a knee injury or something?
For this fight?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
There was a rumor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was reports that he hurt his knee, but he said he didn't in training.
Henry Cejudo just can't fight at this range. It's not going to go well for him. You know, it would be just what the doctor ordered right now. Barrel roll.
Yeah. Get in there with a barrel roll. What would he do if you did that? Couldn't kick you while you were down there.
Nope. Fucking helpless. It's the barrel roll. Oof.
Oh, that's good. See, when he's offensive, it seems to disarm Maurice a little bit.
And I think he has the power to hurt Maurice when he gets in there, but like he has to be able to get to that.
Oh, he hit him
first.
Again.
Yeah.
Hit him again. Oh! Hit him again, Henry.
You have a goddamn gold medal. Have you forgotten? See, now he's closing that distance. Look at the
Hey,
distance.
get in there.
Now. Yeah, pushing him back against the cage now, too.
Get in there, Hank.
Oh! Whoa!
There you go.
At least close that range.
Gotta take it to him. This is where, if I was in his corner, I'd be yelling, "Be first and get your hands on him."
Okay.
Rough him up, roughneck him.
Yep. Yeah. Gotta remember roughneck him. Make him knock you out.
That's right.
You know?
See this? This is working now.
Yeah.
For Cejudo. This is working.
Well, because he's pressuring him and he's shutting down a little bit of that kicking game. Oh,
those are just little hard knees. Keep throwing him, Hank. Oh, blast him again. No, you're not taking him down. Come on, fool.
That's a sign of desperation there from him, though. He's feeling that pressure. Oh. Whoa. Yeah, this is exactly where you want to be in Cejudo. Having ourselves a boxing fight. Well, that was fun. Look at that welt on the side of Cejudo's head there. Just like two of them. Look at that. Oh. Oh. Colleen's advice: punch him in the face.
There you go. Punch him in the face, Henry.
That's not bad. Oh, man. That right hand, he's able to land that more than I would expect from that range. Especially because he's just throwing it as a lead right hand. It's like Maurice doesn't even expect it. I mean, he fought TJ Dillashaw. It was at 125 pounds, but okay. And TJ was JPD.
That's right.
As we know. As we now know. Marlon is looking a little busted up. Got those welts inside his head, bleeding on his nose, like cut on his nose now.
Oh, man, this will surprise you, but Henry Cejudo is a good wrestler.
I heard he won some kind of a trophy.
He won an award at one point.
Yeah, kind of an award. Like a certificate. Yeah, a certificate that he got.
Yep, he won a certificate of achievement.
I remember one of the years playing high school football. They do the banquets afterwards, and people get like awards and stuff, and one of the awards that I got was most inspirational, and I was like, okay, I know what you guys are trying to say.
You're like the kid with leukemia on the team.
Like not that good, but like
But you try hard.
important on the team, but not for athletic reasons.
That's a hard knee.
Body knee. Oh, he didn't like that. Chad, I don't think he liked that at all.
He did not like that. Even with all those muscles, he did not like that.
Uh-oh. Now you got to walk the hips in. There it is. Walk the hips in. Yeah. He's exhausted now. He might have a hard time because there's some time to go in this fight. Yeah. You need to put that guy on his back or batter his body a little bit some more. Don't you get armbarred. Fucking armbarred.
Yeah, who are you? Chael Sonnen? Don't get armbarred, dude.
Oh, those hammer fists on the jaw. Yeah, he is just trying to rest. He's not trying to do anything. Flat on his back there. Oh, yeah. Hammer him. Yeah. Under a torn of elbow is probably not the best place to rest for Marlon Moraes. Oh man. Yeah, look at that. 9 seconds left in the round. Henry fucking Cejudo! What? I don't know if the loss was inevitable. I mean, he had a rough first round.
That was really incredible.
It was.
That was a very incredible performance.
You just look at that first round of the fight and you're like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to this man? With what would you hope to threaten him? And then fast forward a few minutes, putting a beating on him. Look at Ben Askren is back there. He loves it.
Oh, you know he loves it.
Like, honestly, it's more impressive seeing him come out in that first round.
Oh, hell like, yeah, it was.
You seem lost.
Suddenly, the pre-fight shtick doesn't seem as ridiculous
I know.
anymore.
That's the thing. That's how he gets you. Look at that. 2 belts, gold medal, bunch of magician props back in the hotel room. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Triple C. Jam. He was hurt.
That's why you gotta wear them sleeves.
That's why you gotta wear 2 so he doesn't know which one.
In time, his champs could not easily be counted. Says Scott Harrington on Twitter.
Marlon Moraes has removed his gloves back there. You don't think he's going to retire, do you? That'd be crazy, right?
Yeah, that would be crazy.
And yeah. Man, you know, next time he and Daniel Cormier are sitting down for sandwiches, maybe a nice pasta dinner. Uriah Faber.
Saying names that we know.
That's right. How are you not on board with Henry Cejudo's thing at this point? How can you not be on board with it? It's too much fun. It's too much fun, Chad. Also, Patrick Ryan says, one of my buddies from work is a family man DIY type. He's watering his lawn since the sprinkler system is broken and watching on a tablet. He just texted me that he flooded his lawn watching Cejudo Moraes. I can see how that happens. I can see how that happens. Also, drawability notes. Hey, guys, remember when Austin bet on I? Yeah. You know who's going to Koozie Town? These guys. These guys are going to Koozie Town. Well, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was awesome, everybody. I guess that about does it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us on this here live stream, this live watch party. I feel like it went well.
We'll be back UFC 239, if not before.
You want to do a shoey?
No.
Let me go get you some shoes.
I'm good.
I got some shoes I use to cut the grass in.
I'm good.
I'll get them.
I'm doing good.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you Monday.